Hello. This is the second episode of my podcast. Recently, I named it, and it's called Podcast Listeners Pretentious Assholes Podcast.
It's hilarious, Jasmine.
P.L.A.P.A. Don't say P.L.A.P.A. Don't say P.L.A.P.A. because I don't like how it sounds. I don't want to call it that. Anyway, today's guest is one of my oldest friends that I'm so close to. I met her in Canada. Her name is Cece, and I'll just let her introduce herself. Go ahead.
Hello, I'm Cece. I am a housewife, artist, mother, full-time
Mhm.
housewife, part-time artist, an ex-tattooist because that might come up a couple of times.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Alright.
Yeah.
So how are you?
I'm waking up. It is like 6:40 in the morning here, so
Is everybody
excuse me if
waking up?
I'm a little. Yeah. My daughter's upstairs relaxing. She kicks me out of the bed, so I get kicked into the kitchen. So yeah,
What
so
does she like
excuse
these
me.
days?
Um, she is just a ball of chaos and mischief.
Like yourself?
Sweet, maybe a little bit, maybe just a little bit. She's sweet and very kind, but gets up to a lot of chaos and mischief.
Uh, well, I mean, I decided to have you on the second guest because I would say you're the second most important person so far in my life because you helped me.
Ouch.
Oh yeah, I mean
I'm joking.
besides my
Yeah, I
family.
know.
But,
Yeah.
I mean, people who don't know who she is basically my Canadian family. And when I was in Canada back in 2013, I stayed there for a year, and she basically took care of me. And
I
I
basically taught you English.
yeah. Yeah, we were talking about that yesterday. Uh-huh. Yeah, you taught me
Yeah.
what baby stroller is because she already had a baby, and, um, what fridge what a fridge was.
Yeah.
What else? Pop Tarts, Arizona.
Oh, yeah.
Yo, that first time I met, you were like, "You want to drink green tea?" And I was like, "Hell yeah, I love green tea." And you took me
And
to Walmart, you think?
yeah, it might have been because it was the closest like place
Yeah.
to buy things.
So yeah, she took me to Walmart, and she bought me. You bought
The
me
Arizona green teas.
cans of Arizona green teas, and I was like, "That
Yes.
this looks so pretty. Like I've never seen that before." And
Yeah,
I
the
drank
cans
it.
are
It was
gorgeous.
And it was so sweet that I was shocked. I mean, it was good. I was shocked though. But then I got
Yeah.
addicted for the longest time until like recently. That so I used to drink that all the time, and I didn't know why I was dehydrated all the time. I think it was because of Arizona. You think?
Maybe, or maybe. I don't know. I know nothing. I don't. I don't get addicted to drinks like you do, where you like have problems and you have to quit drinking.
Man, I remember like
Not
having Mhm.
non-alcoholic drinks. You get addicted to like tea and Arizonas. So
Arizona isn't really a tea, but yeah, I guess it's a sweet
yeah.
tea. But I got addicted for like the whole year, and even after I came back to Japan, I was like always thinking about it. And Elise's Elise's parents sent me, uh, I don't know, 10 cans or something of Arizona, and I was so happy. I took pictures, and all kinds of ways. Like,
Yeah.
and at that point, I realized like after I drank it, I felt so shitty. I was like, "Oh, that's why I was feeling depressed and just dehydrated all the time in Canada."
Because you're over drinking it. You're not supposed to drink it like it's life water.
Yeah, also, like, remember, like, I used to
treat.
have all the fucking, pizzas, frozen pizzas that you put in your oven, right? And you have no idea if it's, like, a cardboard or pizza crust. It's, like, just same thing. I used to eat that all the
Just
time
looks
too.
like edible cardboard.
It's like, what 3 or 5 at Walmart, like, it's, like, $9 for, like, 5 or something. I don't know.
It's cheap. It's gross. I don't eat those pizzas. I just get, like, the pizza dough that you sometimes get at the front, and
You
it's, like,
fucking,
in a
like
bag,
uh-huh.
and it's
You eat
it is, like, actual pizza dough,
right,
and I make pizzas.
you eat Pop-Tarts, for fuck's sakes.
No, I don't.
Oh, you didn't?
I've changed.
Okay. Yeah.
And yeah, no, I usually make the pizzas, though, when my son's here because that's his thing. He likes pizza. So,
Mm. Yeah, he used to be, like, how he was, like, whatever month old
yeah,
when I was there.
yeah, he was in the months
Oh my
in,
god.
like, months and, like, 1 year old, but yeah,
Mhm.
now he's freaking 9,
Mm,
and
of course.
he's going on 19.
What?
He's got so much attitude.
I got so much attitude.
Yeah.
That kid is, like, the sweetest kid ever. Like, I remember
No,
just
he
doing
is,
everything with
he
him.
still is, but when you ask him to do something like clean his room, mm-mm. Nope, it turns into a nope.
I remember, like, going into, what's that, corner store,
Mhm,
at night when he cried and, you had to kinda pat him and whatever. So I went to get the milk.
yeah.
I remember doing that every now and then.
Didn't you, like, one
Oh,
time I think
I
I
miss
had,
him.
like, a really bad fever or a cold or something, I was really, really sick for some reason,
Hmm.
and you're like, "Okay, you go to bed, I'll just hang out
Oh,
with
yeah, yeah,
him."
yeah. Yeah, totally. We
I was
used to
like,
be
"This
buddies.
dude's the best."
Mm. Yeah, I mean, he's
Yeah.
like I definitely, like, felt the connection between him and I,
But
and
yeah, no,
he's,
you and
super
him,
special.
yeah, you were like 2 peas in a pod, like, he just thought you were awesome,
Mhm,
and,
totally.
like, he would just, like, play with your guitar or, like,
Eat my
just
face.
yeah, just, doing baby things, and
Right.
he was just a really happy baby around you, so,
Mhm.
yeah.
You wanna promote your websites. So Cece does art, and also she used to do tattooing.
Mm,
Her husband still tattoos. It's like a modern Japanese style. It's not like traditional stuff, but um,
yeah.
w-
For him, it's
he
kinda like
recently launched.
pushing between, uh, realism, but there's still a slight tuniness to it.
What?
So it's really my husband's work. There's still a
Tunis.
slight tuniness, like cartooniness.
Is that a word? Is that a Canadian word or what?
No, 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 it's just a nonsensical word that makes sense.
I'm learning tuniness.
Tuniness.
But yeah, that
And it just
explains.
sounds cute. And yeah, no, so I recently launched online shops for my art because why the hell not? So I suppose we'll link all of them, the links in the bio, but
Oh yeah, totally.
I
You have like a
have
link tree or whatever that
yeah, yeah,
okay.
that just has all my links, all of them.
So you have you have stuff for your art, like postcards and stuff like that, and you have stuff for what else?
My planners, I
Planner
am
shit.
yeah, I use a planner a lot, and it sounds really like ew and why,
Why?
but it's actually a lot more interesting and pretty than it sounds at first words. Um,
Why
I
would
use
anyone
this
think ew?
I don't know, like, who actually does that? Like a lawyer?
Okay, like two. I see.
Yeah,
Go ahead.
but, um, yeah, no, I use this method called bullet journaling. So, it's basically a super creative way to keep track of everything. So, a lot of them can actually be quite pretty or quite blasé and minimal as you want. So
Mhm.
it can be a lot more of a creative outlet for some people. I think some people just get a little too crazy with the creative side and
I
they
wanna
lose themselves with it.
I wanna ask you about the benefits of that you felt, but before that, can we turn on the video that so I can see your face? It's easier for me to talk.
Yep. Okay.
Well, it's not recorded, so people are not gonna see your face.
There we go.
Hello. I look so handsome today,
Oh,
don't I? I'm just fucking
no, because you
um, I
never,
shaved.
never
Anyway,
shave.
um, I applied. What do you think is the benefit of doing that? When did you start doing it?
Well, Um, not too long after you left because trying to keep track of all the stuff that I have to, because I have to share my son with his father. Ew. But it's easier to keep track of that kind of communication. I can easily get blown out of proportion and turn into a crazy dispute. So it just keeps track of things better.
Let
And
me
then
let me look up
I just,
pictures. Mhm.
um, then I just started using it for, like, daily purposes too, just to, like, keep track of what I'm doing every
Mhm.
day. Like, when I was tattooing, I would write down my tattoo appointments and whatnot, and, doctor's appointments and the stupid basic stuff like that. But then I evolved recently into literally writing down everything I do. So
Mhm.
well, not everything. But say I have laundry day today. I will write down laundry and what I'm washing, bedding or clothes or whatever. And then I know I did laundry on Tuesday, blah blah blah, the following week.
Yeah.
I also keep track of our dinners because oh my god, the amount of times that I'm like, what did I have last night for dinner?
Yeah, yeah, you always like that. Do you always cook?
Uh, it's between me and Ed. Yeah,
Oh,
we share
he
it.
cooks
Or
too?
even like I'll start and he'll finish, or uh he'll start or I finish. It's just whatever works.
What does he cook?
We cook we we cook a lot of stuff with rice, so we'll always have rice going
Mm.
or made, a giant thing of rice. So sometimes he'll put some fish in, or I'll put in some meat or
I gotta
and flavor it up, and then we'll eat it with rice.
I'm gonna give
Um,
credit to you for teaching me how to cook rice, even though I'm Japanese and I lived in Japan for like 20 years. I never cooked rice, and lived in Canada. I kept eating like hamburgers and pizza and tacos and nachos and remember the greasy nachos that I used to cook with salami and all that kind of stuff on the top and
and you just
cheddar.
put it in the microwave.
Put in the microwave or oven or something. But so I didn't eat rice even once, except well, I ate only one time, and she taught me how to. You told me how to cook it
Yeah,
with a pot.
it was a pot, but now I use a proper rice cooker, like a good um Japanese Canadian household.
You know what? Rice cooker has been around forever in Japan too, but these days, like I don't know if it's only people around us, but people started like my mom, like she likes using this clay pot. Supposedly
Mm,
cooks rice better, like uh it's with fire, I guess gas. I don't know. So cooking with pot, like what do I say? Primitive way. That's
Yeah, it's
more
yeah, the
it's
old-fashioned
getting
way.
better now, and it
Yeah,
tastes better.
it does? Okay. Well, we don't have a clay pot or a fire in our kitchen, so stick with the rice cooker.
Yeah, rice cooker take all the space on the in the kitchen,
Yeah,
but
I know.
you can buy it.
We put it away somewhere because it just takes up so much space.
Mm,
But, yeah, no, we make a lot of rice. For those who don't know, my husband is, Japanese Canadian. He was born here. His family's been here since, I don't know, late 1900s. But, during the war,
mm,
he is older than me significantly, but during the war, his father was put in the, Japanese concentration camps, and
okay.
his mother was sent back to Japan, and then it was an arranged marriage to get her back in Canada. So, but he's Japanese Canadian, and yeah.
You don't speak
So
Japanese, right?
no, he can
Mhm.
understand a little, like,
Okay, because his
objects
parents is
and
just
simple sentences because his mother only spoke Japanese because
mm.
um, she was sent back and came back to sent out of Canada and came back at such like, she was sent back so young and came back
Mhm.
so much older that, her English was there was no English. So, um, yeah, she didn't speak any English, so she
Mm.
just spoke Japanese around the house
Yeah.
all the
I see.
time.
I have a lot of coworkers. I have a coworker who's Chinese, and she moved here like 3 years ago. She's like shockingly fluent already. But anyway, she's raising her kid. Uh, and she only speaks Chinese at home, and her husband speaks Chinese too. But the kid goes to, Japanese school and make Japanese friends. So she only speaks Japanese now, and well, understand both though.
Yeah,
So
I
she will.
think
Mhm.
I think with them, it was more, she just didn't speak English, but the the my husband's parents just wanted the kids to speak English and be as Canadian as possible. Because
Oh yeah,
keep
of
in
course.
mind, this was the late 60s, 70s and on. So stuff was still a little heated when it came
Mhm.
to race and sometimes even with just the Japanese people because the whole World War II in Japanese
Yeah.
camps.
Apparently
So they just
Canada did
wanted
that too. Hey.
yeah, yeah, no, it was really bad.
Mm.
Um, they would take all kinds of stuff away from people. They would take their
So
property, their land, their personal items, so anything that they
right.
couldn't carry to the camps in a bag, they had to leave at home, obviously. So they lost all kinds
Mm.
of stuff. And
Mm.
it was just auctioned off, like, to anyone who wanted to buy it. So it was really, really, really sad. And then,
Yeah.
after the war ended, a lot of them had to rebuild their lives because they had none anymore.
Mm. You think and would you say like he is the first generation or he's supposed to be the second generation? What's the definition of that term?
Oh, he's like the 3rd or 4th generation.
Third, what? Third, fourth?
Yeah, his family's been here for a long time, so
Oh yeah.
yeah.
Do you? So okay, so they lived there for a long time, right? How
Mhm.
much? How much of this Japanese cultural stuff in his family is still like existent, present,
Um,
or
mm,
himself? I mean, actually, he's how?
and for himself personally, mm, I would say almost as much as me. as a white woman.
I see.
Like, he's a little bit more because his parents were Buddhist,
Mm.
and they weren't, like, hardcore practicing, they were just kinda like, you know, at
Yeah.
the funeral or, uh, practice certain things,
Mhm.
but nothing, too.
I see.
Yeah, it was mostly like they celebrated Christmas and they
Mm.
celebrated Easter
Yeah, I
in
mean,
the
we do
sense
that.
like, you
Mhm.
know, but he he doesn't really have much of that.
So is it like
And
would you like do you think like there's like um what's that thing? Mixed race relationship or whatever. Do you have like anything any I wouldn't say a problem because there's gotta be no problem. I mean, I'm
no,
trying to
there's
like find something
okay.
interesting
I gotta be right back. My
about that.
daughter's freaking out.
Okay. I'm not gonna cut off, so you guys have to deal with the silence. By the way, I'm so overwhelmed by surprisingly positive feedbacks from y'all. Uh, I'm I'm pretty sure most of the people who watched this were my friends, but everybody who gave me, I mean, compliments. I mean, I know you're honest, so I take it straight. Shout out to Bruce, Marosha, Sean, Zasha, and of course Cece too. It's very encouraging. It's fun. Um, I'm thinking of booking a Japanese friend too. I actually have a coworker who want to talk about shoe shining or whatever. Shining shoes. I think he likes that. He's interesting because he lived in France. Uh, he speaks French because he gave up English. He thought English was too difficult, so he went for French. As a Japanese person, it's kind of hard to wrap my head around that. But yeah, so he's cool. I mean, if you don't know, I work at a castle. I'm not saying which castle, but it's kind of obvious. And I have lots of weird coworkers and cool people. Most of them don't speak English though, but I would love to bring some of those people on to my podcast in the future. So what I'm thinking is some of you who study in Japanese can listen to this podcast, which is done in Japanese, and then you get to hear real Japanese conversations. Like I always like he complains that you watch movies, animes, and whatever else. I guess music and of course books and textbook. You study by those things, but they are like pre-written materials, like pretty theatrical. So I always thought it's a good idea to have something like podcasts or interviews that you can hear actual people talking, no pre-written shit whatsoever. I think it's gonna help, and that helped me when I studied English. Okay, I used to. All right, I'll wait. I'll wait for Cece to come back because I want to tell her this. Well, I guess she already heard. Whatever. So I used to study English by listening to music and watching movies as well. But I just at some point I realized like, oh, I mean this is cool, but this is not real stuff. I started watching YouTube videos about of interviews of people that I liked, like musicians or artists or whatever, and it helped me a lot. Um, so I would recommend that, but a lot of people complain that there's no interesting podcast or interviews that they can look at they always mention one show that's called Terrace House or something like that. And I heard like, what is it? It's like a bunch of Jews and women living in a building and doing stuff or whatever. It sounds boring as fuck, but so a lot of people mention that's not that interesting, but that's like the only thing that they have that they can hear the actual, you know, conversational Japanese from. So I mean, hopefully I can provide stuff like that here. Also, excuse me. In the last episode, I repeatedly said, I'm just doing this for fun. So if I make mistakes or whatever, I don't give a shit. But honestly, after receiving all these cool feedbacks and positive reactions, I feel like I'm thrived. I'm psyched to get better and be a little more professional about it. And it's challenging for me. So it's gonna be a whole new thing I'm gonna be doing. Okay, my guest has been absent for a long for a long time. All right, let's see. I wanted to tell her. I wanted to tell her what happened last weekend. All right, I'm gonna tell you what P.L.A.P.A podcast is. So if you're into punk and hardcore shit, you realize the logo. Hey, welcome back, Cece.
Yep. Race is
I,
finished.
I, are you listening? Are you using like a headphone or just speaker?
No, just my speaker.
Okay, I was explaining what the podcast like logo and title was from.
Mm-hmm.
Did I tell you that?
Yeah, you told me. I'm
Okay,
gonna fill up my water so you can continue.
yeah. So if you're into like punk and hardcore stuff, you immediately recognize the logo uh, that I use, P.L.A.P.A podcast, and that font and iconic barbed wire. That logo is it's a parody of the band Poison Idea from Portland, Oregon, and the other legendary punk rock band. And I also took the podcast title from their EP, Record Collectors of Pretentious Assholes EP. So I used a similar font to do that too. So yeah, maybe some people would think this is like a punk podcast. I'm expecting to have some people that I like from those music scene in the future, if possible, like the singers I like or whatever. So, but anyway, my guest is back.
Yes, I'm back.
I'll tell you what happened last week. So,
Oh, you're telling me this one.
bear with me. So I made up with this cool girl from Ireland that I met on Hello Talk, and she invited me to go to. So I actually invited her to my place so like we can cook and have dinner and stuff because I got the Goya bitter melon and I was gonna cook the Okinawan food, but she instead invited me to go to this um, place. It's actually an English school, and this Australian guy runs it,
Mm-hmm.
and she's friend with him, and she brought another Canadian friend, and we four of us went there. We talked, and after that we kind of left and went to a bar. And as soon as we walked in, it's like this big open space where obviously it's a bar, but we people can play darts, and there's like a ping pong
Mm-hmm.
table tennis, and what else? Karaoke. And it's like
Oh.
a karaoke bar like that you guys have.
Yeah,
And
yeah.
it's filled with or filled by like the people filled with.
Mm. Filled. Yeah, filled with or filled by, both works.
Okay, so this place is filled with all the fuck boys in town, like 40, 50 of them, all the fuck boys, Japanese fuck boys.
Ew.
Yeah, and we
I
walked in
just
like, huh?
I just imagine, like, the worst possible looking dudes, like, just, like, they look ill-kempt, not
Yeah. What the
or,
fuck
like,
is
they're
that guy
trying to
wearing
be
sunglasses inside? Anyway,
yeah, yeah, that kinda stuff.
so we walked in. So it's this tall Irish girl, and the Aussie guy looks like he's the Edward Norton from American History X when he played neo-Nazi. Do you remember that one?
Mhm,
Yeah,
okay.
that's him, and and small Canadian girl and me. Four of us just walking and people just looking at us like, oh my god, what are these freaks? We
A
walk in.
mixed bag of beans, man.
Oh yeah, we got all the attentions, but I liked it because I'm an attention whore. Anyway, we walked in. You can drink everything. All you can drink for 1,000, which is like $10.
Okay,
People
so
doing
you
all
can get
kinds of shit,
completely
talking to
fucked.
people. All the drunk
Okay,
people being obnoxious as they should. If you are a
mhm.
fuckboy, you're supposed to be obnoxious, so they're doing the job, and they singing like a J-pop and shit, and yeah, being obnoxious. And my friend put Taylor Swift, and they yeah, I mean, they started singing too, and I was waiting for my turn because I put Slayer, Angel Death, if you know the song. It's a thrash metal song, and all these people have been singing like J-pop and Taylor Swift and pop stuff and
Like,
cute stuff,
cutesy
and
pop music.
and everybody can see you.
And you bust out with some hardcore.
Yeah. So the riff starts, like my turn, uh, Taylor Swift song ends, and Angel Death starts like, and everybody's like, interesting, because music wasn't loud,
Yeah.
but people like looking around who's singing, and I start like just fucking like go
Into
hard screaming, like a lunatic, and everybody is just like, holy fuck, people are
it.
scared. Like people just stop talking, just looking at me like 50
You're
of
just like,
these fuck boys. Yeah, just terrified. I can see I'm an attention whore, so I enjoyed it.
you
My friends
are.
laughing, and after that, nobody fucked with us.
You are an attention whore, and it works out to everyone's advantage.
Yeah.
Clap, clap, clap.
So Sean, he's my friend. That's the story I was gonna tell you, but I didn't this morning because, yeah, I was gonna talk about it on this podcast. No, she's gone again. Yeah. As soon as Angel Death started, the first lyric is Auschwitz, and my friend was like, "Oh my god, Auschwitz, the better to die, the where I wanted to die," and all kinds of horrendous things. Of course, people didn't understand, but it was fun. I'm making new friends in Himeji actually, and that dude is showing the Aussie dude is showing me around, and he's really cool. He runs this English school. He pretty much knows everybody from Himeji, I assume. Um, and yeah, this Irish friend I mentioned is she's super cool too. So I'm kind of excited for my new life in Himeji. All right, shout out to Fox English. Fox English is the English school in Himeji school, Himeji City. They have like a space that you can go that if you're a student, you can stay as long as you want, and they have this comfy couch area, not couch, I guess. It's like a puppet area with like pillows and shit that you can lay down and like watch movies and read books, and they have all kinds of stuff. They have books, they have computers, you can watch Netflix. They always have events and stuff, so you can go out and hang out. Um and yeah, he's a friendly guy. So if you're Japanese in Himeji and looking for a school to go, I would definitely recommend Fox English. Check that out. It's on Instagram.
Uh,
Oh, hello back.
again.
So yeah, I'm just gonna cut off stuff. Anyway,
So,
what else? What else is going on over there?
I have no idea. I don't
Like
even know
we
what we
talk
were
like every
talking
day.
about. I know. I have I have no idea what we were even talking about.
The last time we talked about you trying to have a kid, and it's been
Oh
difficult.
yeah,
Oh yeah.
that's true. Not difficult because we're still
Oh
just
yeah.
like at the beginning stages,
Mm-hmm.
and it's a bit of an experience. Just since I already have two, but both of them were like, "Oops, surprise!
Mm-hmm.
You made a baby." Um, but now like actively thinking about it and trying and
What do you exactly have
mm,
to do? Like people recommend
okay,
you to do.
so obviously I stopped birth control. So now I have to
What?
like get my body off get my body used to being off of it and it does all kinds of weird shit.
Mm,
Um
weird shit.
yeah, like it you can lose. Okay, by the way, people, this is gonna get like super TMI and like real because uh fuck it and because women shouldn't be almost ashamed of how their bodies work.
Not at all.
So
Yeah, they
deal with
shouldn't.
it. Um, but it messes up your period.
Mm.
Well, does it mess it up? You could miss it for an extended period of time because your body's not used to um, it being not on the pill, where the pill is like, this happens, this happens, this happens, this happens. So then your body's trying to like figure itself back out.
Mm.
So your hormones go a little crazy because it's trying to figure itself out. Then your
Mm-hmm.
period is also a little crazy because that's trying to figure itself out. And then um, while you're trying, you need to keep track of like obviously when your period is, but then you gotta keep track of your ovulation, which is
What?
complicated.
What is that?
Ovulation when like egg
Population.
leaves the woman.
Oh, right, right. Ovulation.
Um,
Okay. New word. Mm-hmm. Go
new
ahead.
word, but you need to keep track of that, and that's like just a weird, hard thing to
Mm.
keep track of. So you need to do all these tests. You can use test strips and take your temperature and stuff. I'm not going too hardcore on it. I'm just kind of going maybe with test strips and see.
So is
Um,
there like a food that they recommend?
just eat healthy,
Mm. Because I remember
you know.
like going into sorry, I don't want to interrupt yet. You
No,
wanna
go ahead.
I remember going to a beach with my cousin's parents or something, and they're trying to get
Mhm.
pregnant, and they're saying like, "Oh, eat all these oysters." Is it a thing
Yeah,
over there?
yeah,
Yeah, is
yeah,
it?
yeah. No, oysters make the man whoop, horny.
Oh, for the man.
Yeah,
I
get
think
you
they
excited and prepared.
oysters. Huh, never thought of that.
Yeah, no, apparently they make you horny. I don't know.
Maybe that explains because when I was 12, I'm just kidding. But I used to love oysters. And I didn't realize that, but well, but the dude was saying to the mom, like, you should, eat oysters so you get pregnant or whatever. Is that
Oh,
weird?
okay. I don't know. There's all kinds of stuff like that. Like if you eat this, you'll get pregnant faster. There's also stuff with like pregnancy itself. Like in China, you're not allowed to eat watermelon because it makes your baby ugly or something.
Don't eat
And
one. That explains why Japanese babies are ugly. Ugh. Oh my god.
all the freaking watermelon.
Oh, the freaking watermelon.
No, Japanese babies are adorable. Any
Yeah,
Asian
people
baby.
say that. Yo, people say that. Like, I think, well, that makes sense though. I get it. I'm so cute.
Um,
Yeah, I get it.
you're, you're an adorable human being.
Adult baby.
Like, there's different cultures where you're, like, supposed to eat certain things and you're not supposed to eat certain things because, like, it'll do certain things to the baby apparently. Um, but yeah, no, I don't, just
I
eat
like that one.
healthy.
Yeah, that's gonna be my title for this podcast. Watermelon make baby suck. I don't
Watermelon
know.
bacon?
I have no
Maybe.
idea. Yeah, I never
Um,
heard of that shit.
yeah, no, it's like those,
Oh, that
old
explains.
wives' tales
But
that people
that explains because I don't like watermelon and I'm so beautiful.
sure,
Yeah.
we'll go with that.
But it's just it's such a pain in the ass fruit.
It's a lot of work to, like, get it. But yeah, no, so I'm just kind of, you know, keeping track of all these things,
Mhm.
and it's a lot of pressure on my side
Oh, yeah, of
because
course, totally.
I've had to already change certain things. Not a lot, like, I'm not complaining, I'm just saying
Alright, so
the
my question.
realization of things.
I've never had a partner who's pregnant, so as a pregnant woman, not yet, I guess. Well, you experienced twice.
Yup.
Uh, as a partner who's trying to be supportive for your wife or whatever the girlfriend, whatever, trying to
Yeah.
get what kind of advice you give to the man?
Um, just be there and maybe educate yourself on how much they have to do a
Mm,
little bit,
mhm,
and yeah, just you don't need to do anything crazy. Maybe just educate yourself on, how their body works.
mm,
And, don't treat if you don't like their menstrual cycle, just stay away. Just leave it alone. Just don't bring it up because they're the one dealing with it.
mhm.
You're
Physically,
not. Yeah, it's, you know, they don't need to hear that. That's your own issue. Just deal with
you don't
it.
need to hear what?
They don't need to hear if you think it's gross or something.
Oh
Just
no, no. Do
yeah.
people say that?
Yeah, and some people will say,
It's so gross. I'm scared.
yeah.
I
And
think the obvious
like
stuff.
it's fine if you don't, you deal with it personally. And just be there for the person that's trying. And maybe, get yourself checked out too, because your sperm is part of the situation too. So maybe make sure your sperm is up to par.
Oh, like you can check like if your sperm is healthy or whatever.
Yeah, you can go to a doctor and they'll
Ah,
do all
okay.
the tests.
That's probably like the best you can do as a dude.
Yeah, yeah,
I have no
yeah.
idea. Hmm.
Yeah, as a dude, you have to, yeah, no, you gotta make sure your sperm is up to par. You're eating
Mm,
healthy too, because your food and all that kind of stuff does
mm,
affect it. And, you know, be for the there for the woman who's keeping track of all this stuff. And it can be a lot because, tracking your cycle, your
yeah.
fertility windows, and
Mhm.
then, you know, then actually maybe like she does get pregnant, be there for her. Or
Mm,
she's upset that she doesn't get pregnant quick enough, or it's been such a long time, like a year of trying, and it's crushing.
mm,
Be there for her because it's hard on her because she's the
absolutely.
one that's doing all the testing and all the, you know,
Also, when you get
real
pregnant, well, when you get pregnant, you're the one who like carries the another human inside of your
yeah,
body.
we deal with morning sickness. With my son, I had the worst morning sickness. It
Mm,
stayed with me throughout the entire thing. Um, but with my daughter, it was whatever. Like she was a whatever pregnancy. Like
mm. All right.
But, it's a lot, and
Mm.
so we did buy watermelon the
You
other
did?
day. Yeah,
Oh
and,
shit.
there's this thing online where pregnant wives strap a watermelon to their partner and make their partner, like, try and do, like, day-to-day life, like, put on their shoes or get out of bed or get in and out of the car with this watermelon duct taped to them.
What?
Yeah, and it was like, "Oh my god, is it really that heavy?" Like, a pregnant woman's belly, like, 9 months
Oh, okay,
pregnant.
okay, I
Is
get
it
it.
really, like, that heavy?
Oh,
Like
okay.
a watermelon? And yeah, it is.
Mm.
Um, I
And you're
just didn't
tiny.
I am tiny. I I'm 4'11",
Yeah, whatever that
and
is.
yeah,
12
4
foot?
foot 11 inches.
Mm.
I don't know in how tall that is in other measurements,
That's
but
fine. I know, I know in real life how tall you are.
I'm tiny, but, and I weigh like 100 something pounds now.
Mm.
But yeah, I carried around something roughly around 10 to 7 pounds inside me
Yeah, I mean,
twice.
I used to carry you when we go to a show, like, I used to, like, what's that thing? I put you on my
Piggyback.
shoulder. Mhm.
Yeah.
I piggyback, yeah, piggyback and then put you on my shoulder and just I mean, you got tired. I got tired, like, after, like, 3 minutes. Remember going to the social distortion show
Yeah, that was a
in,
lot of fun.
Dundas Square? What's it called? Like, in front of the Eaton Center?
Yeah, Dundas Square.
Do they still have that thing?
I'm
Oh,
not
yeah,
too sure.
you're not in Toronto.
No, I live in a different part of
You wanna
Ontario. But
yeah,
it's,
you
like,
wanna
still
talk
kind
ab
of
mhm. Sorry, what'd you say?
huh? It's
What'd you
it's
say?
just I live in, like, a city that's attached to Toronto, but it's not actually technically Toronto, it's weird.
Okay. Well, do you wanna
Yeah.
talk about the freak show that we went?
Oh, the creepy show. That's creepy, man.
I
That
still
was
have I still have the, flyer.
you do?
Mhm.
Oh my god. That was an experience.
So,
Um,
my friend different friend had, like, a art exhibition or something that she was part of.
yeah, I bought a thing off of her, I think.
Yeah.
She
Shout
had
out
really,
to
like,
Mel.
creepy
I never
art.
really talked to her. Uh-huh. And then what happened?
Oh, we were walking around looking at other people's stuff, and this, like,
Uh-huh, uh-huh.
magician dude came up to us and was
Oh, yeah,
talking
I
about the
remember that.
show, and it was, like the flyer was, like, super creepy and cool looking.
Mhm, mhm. I was scared, actually.
Yeah, I was a little nervous too, but at the same time, I was kinda interested.
It looked like a proper freak show back in those days, like, proper
Yeah,
one. I was like, "Is this for real?"
and
But why
then
not?
and then we were like, "Okay, well, let's just go," because
Oh,
we had
yeah.
nothing better to do.
No information whatsoever.
Yeah, we knew nothing. We just went in blind. We just, like, saw the flyer. We didn't even
Mm.
really read it, I think. We just kinda, like, looked at it and we're like, "Okay, let's just
Alright.
go because we have nothing better to do."
Let me get the flyer so I can read what it was written, right? I'll be
Uh-huh.
back in a second. Nah, it's not here. It's at my parents'. Damn.
Oh, okay.
Go ahead. I have a picture,
Um,
so mhm, go ahead.
I have no idea what train was. I lost my choo-choo train of thought.
Well, so the magician guy magician
Oh,
guy
yeah,
came up to us, he handed us the flyer.
yeah, and we just said, "Fuck it," and we would go, having no idea, and it was just, like, this really bizarre experience.
Yeah, I have I'm sorry, I'm just looking for pictures.
It's yeah, no, it's, like, one of those, like, super it was more on, like, the creepy side. They really pushed the creepy side of it all,
Found it.
um,
Found the
of, like,
picture. Alright,
the magic show.
I'm gonna read
What
it.
is it?
So, it says, "Hysterium presents Something Strange." RFAL, freak show. What does that mean? RFAL. Oh, I don't know. Freaks, geeks, uh, all the oddities, like odd people,
Yeah.
weirdos. And it says danger, disfigurement, mental mysteries, oddities, bizarre, pain-proof stupidity, freaks,
Okay.
burlesque, curious, and it has the address 875 Bloor West, and
Mhm.
Saturday, April 6th. Yeah, that's it.
Yeah.
Yep. I'm like, what the fuck? And I have I have a picture. Yo, I
You're
have a
better at
picture of.
explaining
Sorry.
it, like, the actual, like, what happened, you're better at explaining it, because all I can say
Yeah, I
I think
remember.
I got some of it out, actually, now that I
Okay,
really think about
probably remember better.
it.
So we walked in. It was like a dark room. There was like 20 chairs or something, and then there was a stage. And I don't know where we sat.
We
Maybe
sat
in
in the
front of
back.
the stage. In the back.
Yeah, we were like we were like,
Let's take it easy. And then I forgot the order, but there was a dude, like, these people came out, and I think first guy started drinking beer up his nose. I have a picture right here.
"Ew."
This dude
Yeah,
in Iron Maiden shirt, like, look, drinking beer out of his nose. That was maybe the first thing I saw. And
ow.
that magician dude came out, and he was like, "Hey," started talking to us. And he was like, he pointed
Yeah,
at
and
you.
that's my hard like, in my head, I was like,
No, we sat in the back, whatever. And what did he say? I remember.
he was doing like, he was reading my mind,
Yeah, he was
and
he was reading your mind and shit,
I couldn't wait
right?
to get off the stage.
Yep, I have the picture right here that you're on the stage with him,
Yeah,
and he has the blindfold for some reason. I don't.
yeah, no, yeah, no, 'cause I had to, like, do something, and he would blindfold himself so he couldn't see
Mhm.
what I was doing.
Alright, so I remember, like, all I remember is like him asking you or asking me that we are dating or something, and I think you said no, or he said no, they're not, or whatever. I remember that, and then another dude. Oh my god, this guy, uh, the
And this is a
same
guy
guy,
is
the
he
same
white
guy
or
dressed up. Sorry, go ahead. What did you say?
wasn't there some guy on, like, um,
Mhm,
nail board
mhm.
where he laid on one of
Yeah.
the knees and ugh.
So the same magician dude lay on the nail board and asked another big guy to
Yeah, this dude was massive.
stand on him, and it was cool, I guess. I was a little bit disappointed, but it's cool. And then the same dude started singing and started blowing coke to people's face. Remember that shit?
Yeah, I'm pretty sure it wasn't
I
actual
was.
coke, but okay.
Are you sure? Okay. Oh, all right. My stupid ass thought that was, actual coke when I was like, I mean, I came to Canada like, I don't know, a couple weeks before this, and I was like, holy shit, Canada is crazy. Everything was like just crazy to me. He
Yeah.
did that, and there's a picture. I remember this exactly. This another dude who dressed up as what the fuck is this? So he's naked. He has the harness, and on the harness it's attached to this fist. That's supposed to be his
Mm.
dick, and he has like a giraffe head, and he's like talking like an idiot, like talking like an animal. And I
Yeah,
didn't understand because I didn't speak English, but I was like, "Oh my god, what's going on here?" That's my
it's
first
crazy.
one of the first experiences in Canada, like, this is crazy.
Yeah, Yeah, no, it was a really weird experience. Didn't they, like, do
Mhm.
some satanic stuff too? They
In
talked,
the same place?
yeah, didn't they, like
Maybe not. I don't remember. I
I
wish
can't
I
remember.
understood. I'm all about it
I
now,
can't remember.
so I would be into that, but I don't remember at all. But yeah, that was the first thing I remember from Canada, and also went to a bunch of shows. But I mean, one thing I learned from Canada is that I mean, you used to be shy, and I was super introvert, but I decided to go out of Japan and just like wanted to challenge stuff. So whenever people ask me to do stuff, like, oh, let's go to a show, let's go do this. Like, even though I'm scared, I just push myself, say yes.
Yeah,
And it
yeah,
came in natural. Nowadays, I just do it naturally. So if you like introvert or whatever and trying to hang out with people, but you can't, you just it's a habit that you can change. Because I did it, and I was
yeah,
horrible.
you can't change it. Like, I was kinda the same at
Mm.
the time too,
Oh yeah.
'cause yeah, was I left my son's father
Mm.
months before then,
Oh wow.
and
Right
and
after.
dealing with, like, figuring out who I am
Mm.
as a person and as a mother and all that kinda stuff, just, like, in general, like, who the hell am I?
Yes.
And I was shy
Mm-hmm.
and
I could tell.
all
Yeah.
that stuff. But
How
then,
old were
yeah,
you?
me and you, I think we were both at, like, the same, like, point,
Mm.
and
Mm-hmm.
it was just, like, perfect that we met to, like,
Mm.
you know, grow, and push each other to grow
Mm-hmm. Absolutely.
and figure each other out. And yeah, no, we're like we talk every day.
Mm-hmm. Pretty
And
much.
we live in different parts of the world. I'm in
It's
Canada,
amazing.
and you're all the way in Japan, and I'm, like,
Mm-hmm.
talking to you early in the morning because I wake up early because my daughter.
And we don't
And,
even have
like,
to talk about anything. We just kind of like turn the camera on and just be like, "Hey, what's going on? It's good. You?
um,
It's good."
mm, or, like, just send each other random things. I send you, like, really bizarre, disturbing stuff sometimes, and you're like, "Why?" And I'm like, "You're welcome."
Yeah, I mean it's special. Like to have friends like that. Just um, I've gained so many, not many, but like some friends that like that. You don't have to prove anything. You know, nothing to prove. You just talk to them. And I mean,
Yeah,
friendship goes both ways. You have to talk to them or contact them, then they contact you or whatever. But it's like sometimes you don't talk to each other for a long time, and but you're back
yeah.
to normal once
I
you talk
remember
again.
there was, like, a time when months would go by and life would take me places, and then I would be like, "Oh, shit, I haven't talked to him in, like, a month or something," and I'd be
Mhm.
like, "Hey, what's up?" And it
Yeah,
was like
there's no
nothing ever
game to
really
play.
happened. Yeah,
Like when you, I sometimes like I'm guilty myself doing this, but like I sometimes fall into this like mindset of like, oh, I haven't. I mean, I always talk to you, not you
mhm,
specifically, but I always talk to this person, so and so, but he never invite me. I always invite him. So I don't know. We're not friends or whatever. Like with the right person, it naturally like kind of falls into the
this
I don't know if
cycle
that's the
of
word. Cycle, yeah, cycle
yeah,
of, both of you just trying to, try to contact each other, and that's
yeah,
some kind of, special,
yeah,
connection
and
that
it
you get.
takes time to develop too. Well,
Ah,
like, it depends on, like, the people, the
yeah,
relationship,
it
and
depends
when
on the
you meet,
person. Mm.
because with you, it's just instantly, um,
Mhm. Yeah,
and with other people, like, I don't have many people, um, partly because I got married and had kids and
yeah, you never
all
have
that
time.
stuff, and I'm on a very different level than a lot of people
Mm.
in my age range, but
What is the
mhm,
mm,
hmm?
sorry. What is the hardest
No?
thing about being a mom? Like, I feel like you never like I mean, you're available to talk to me, but like you're never available to like like hang out, like play games or whatever. What's the
Yeah,
hardest thing?
it's I don't get time to do things that I wanna do personally. I have to work it around my daughter.
Mm-hmm.
Like, right now, she's just upstairs with my husband,
Mm,
because she's very clingy with him and likes to spend her mornings just him and her.
mm,
But even still, I need to work around her because
mm.
she still wants me if she gets hurt or something.
Yeah.
But yeah,
I mean,
yeah,
it,
I have to work everything around her. Um, and
mm,
you know what?
makes sense.
I wouldn't change it for the world or anything. But the greatest gift anyone could give me right now is $1,000, a fully paid five-star hotel room for 2 days, one day completely by myself, no kids, no one. I can do whatever I want. Walk around completely naked with the windows wide open. Um, and then like day two,
Mm,
give me just me and my husband, no kids, just me, him
mm,
alone, just relaxing. We don't even have to do anything. We can just like nap all day or whatever. I don't care. But I would just like those, just, just that. That's all I want. But it's not gonna happen, and I'm okay with that still
mm,
because she's totally worth it. Both my kids are totally worth it. You know, um,
absolutely.
yeah, like they're the most amazing creatures I've ever come across.
Yeah, it's something that I've never obviously experienced. I mean, I personally don't want kids 'cause I have a lot of hobbies that I want to do and accomplish a lot of
Yeah,
things. But who knows what's gonna happen to my, you know, brain
future.
in the future that I might want kids. I never say never. So, but yeah, I understand some people just don't want to. So, what would you say the best thing? Like, cause all the parents I always hear like I would never, you know, change this like in terms of I would never like if I could choose, I would never have choose to have no kids because I like this right now. And what's the biggest joy or whatever that you get from having kids?
It's hard to explain. It's
Mm.
like once they're a thing and they exist,
Mm-hmm.
it's like a part of you,
Oh
like
yeah,
an arm or a
literally.
leg. Like, literally, like, if you were to lose your leg, you would feel
Mm,
that forever, you would miss your leg. It's like
mhm,
that, but it's, like, attached to your soul,
mm.
and yeah, no, it's like you have to be a parent to understand it. I
Yeah,
think Joe Rogan
it's
said it
so cool.
in a really, really good way. He said,
Mm.
"It's like a drug, the
Oh yeah,
best drug ever." Like, you can never get enough of your child. It's
really.
like and, like, the feeling you get is just such this, like, wonderful, high, good feeling that you just can't get enough of it. You just need to look at your child, and you get this high, happy, good feeling just by, being around your child, looking at your child, and,
Okay,
like, sometimes yeah, and just, like,
this.
sometimes you just look at your child and you're like, "Holy crap, this is mine.
Mm.
I made this."
All right, this podcast is over. I have to go make babies. I'll be back.
Okay, bye.
It's legal. I'm just
But
kidding.
yeah, no, it's it's but yeah, no, it's a really bizarre feeling. I like
Mm,
only
all right.
parents can really understand it. Like it's bizarre. And
Sounds
only
pretty
parents can
cool.
really understand it. Yeah, it's awesome, awesome.
I mean, you're obviously a good parent.
Well, thank
I've
you.
seen I've seen a lot of. Well, it's a lie. I haven't really seen a lot of bad parents, but heard a lot of things. And it makes me sad. And I love kids. Like if you know me, you know that I love kids more than anything else in the world. Like hanging out with kids.
Yeah, you're like everyone's uncle.
Yeah, and after 2 hours or something, I was just, "Okay, bye."
Yeah,
But
you're like the uncle.
I'm, like, halfway in, like, I understand how kids are, uh, precious and all that, like, cliche, but it's like, okay, so I had these, like, 2 neighbor kids that used to live
Mhm.
in the same building, and I used to, like I was, like, maybe in high school or 20s or something, and I I was a sad person, angry and depressed, but whenever, like seriously, it's so weird that whenever they came to hang out with me, just, like, that feeling, everything, every negative thing just disappears, and this is not even my
Exactly.
kid. It's so
Yeah, no, that's
weird.
exactly it. That's exactly it.
Oh, yeah? So it's like a
Yeah,
drug.
yeah.
It's I remember, like, feeling like, "What the fuck happened?" It's
It's like
crazy.
they're like freaky little like happy monsters. Like they just make you feel better.
Mm,
Yeah,
yeah, I
yeah.
mean, of course, I have a
They're
lot to
simple
say about
joys.
a lot of bad things to say about, like, kids, but also, like, um, I guess depends on the kid or the situation, but anyway, yeah, they always made me happy, and look, they like me.
Yeah, no, kids love you. Like whenever
Okay.
we're talking and there's like video chat,
Mm.
my daughter will like jump into the conversation and start talking to him like he's like the best human on the planet. And I
Mm.
don't think she really realizes that he's a real human being.
Hey,
But I think,
remember
you know, when you get the chance to come out here, you know, she's not gonna leave your side. Like,
that's fine.
she's gonna, like, meld herself to you,
Mhm.
and
Yeah,
yeah,
people who should be in Japan your family, because you guys
yes,
appreciate so much about the culture, not just one part, but everything. And Elise's brother's family, the whole family, they have a daughter and the son. The whole family just appreciates everything. They just like love. So I want if I had money to like give it to somebody, I would give you guys so you can come here and just hang out for like a week or
mhm,
whatever. That would be amazing,
yeah.
and, it's gonna be my dream. It's my dream for you guys to come here and, family stuff, go to the castle, whatever, and
So I actually have a question for you. Like, when
okay,
you're making friends with, um, white people,
okay.
and they're like, "Oh, do you watch anime?" What's your first reaction?
Specifically white people? Or
Like,
just
well,
e
not
everybody in general?
specifically, but, like
Yeah, yeah,
a
no
person from North
Japanese.
America or
So,
somewhere
when they ask
that's like
me
when they're like anime and you're just like, "No?" Or
so
what
he
you're like
sorry, what do they say?
they're like, "Oh, do you like anime?" Or they like start
I like
talking about
anime.
anime, like they just automatically assume that you watch anime.
Depends on the depends on the way they say it. I mean, if they are like most of the time, like they are usually super polite and careful how to word it. Because
Yeah.
a lot of people who I talk to or make friends with already in Japan, they know the culture, so they don't
Mhm.
really they never nobody really assumed I would watch anime. But if somebody did that, I guess in some I had some encounters like that in Canada. Um, I would just I would just say, "No."
Yeah. Because, you know, it happens to my husband. They're like, "Oh,
Oh,
you know,
really?
you must watch, like, all
Really?
this anime and stuff," and he's like, "No."
In Canada, it happened to him?
Um, yeah, it's happened to him,
Mm,
and
interesting.
also this, like, weird
Mm, mm,
worship
mm.
of the fact that he's Japanese as an
Yeah,
artist.
it's almost like I
Yeah, like, they'll be like, "Oh, he's a Japanese tattoo artist," and the client's like, "Yeah!" You know, like, they just kinda,
well, good for him.
like but it's, like, also, why are you so like, what makes him better automatically that he
Mm.
just happens to be Japanese.
Well, they probably assume that he can read kanjis, he can,
Probably,
yeah.
probably. But since we live in an Asian community, it's
Mm, mm,
mostly,
mm, mm.
Chinese, people will walk up to him and start speaking to him in Mandarin, and he's
Uh,
just like,
I mean you can check everybody's race, and if you live in the area that most Chinese people are, then it's fair for them to assume he's Chinese, don't you think?
yeah, yeah, but
Mm.
it can be a little, you know, then
Mhm.
he has to explain that,
Yeah, it
it
could be
it
annoying if you're Japanese and you've been assumed Chinese or vice versa, I guess. So
yeah, just to automatically assume right away. And
uh
he doesn't speak anything else but English.
Mhm.
So he's just like, "Ah."
Yeah. And I gotta be
And it's
honest here. Like, I don't hate Chinese people. I have so many Chinese friends too. But like, if somebody assume I'm Korean or Chinese or something, I'm not gonna lie. I feel kind of not offended, but I feel a bit like, what's the right
hey,
word?
that's the wrong Asian.
That's the wrong way, Asian. But there's no way they know that. So I think the best
Yeah,
thing for them is to not assume. But whatever, I don't really care. But I'm not gonna lie. I feel a bit. I'm not.
like,
That's fine.
where'd you get that from?
Do you remember at the bovine, these
Oh,
2
yeah, yeah,
dudes
yeah.
started yeah? You immediately
Yeah,
just talking to
yeah,
me and he's like, "Hey, you're Chinese, right?" And I'm like, "No, no, I'm not Chinese, but whatever." And these dudes acting dodgy, so but yeah, that kind of
yeah,
stuff
really.
is fine, but if you just keep coming at me like, "Oh," I don't have experience to talk about that. A lot of people have,
And
but I don't have personally, so,
yeah,
um what else does your husband get for being, I guess, Asian in your community?
not a lot.
Hmm?
Since it's just normal, like, to see,
Normal
you
to be
know,
Asian.
yeah, like, it's just normal.
By the way,
Um,
recently somebody told me that hanging up laundry outside is Asian thing. Is it
yep,
true?
yep, yep. You'll
Yeah, I
definitely
did
see
that.
it in where I live a
Mm.
lot more than, say, like, Toronto. Unless
Mhm.
you go to, like, the Chinatown or something.
Yeah. Alright,
Alright.
cool. Um, I was
But,
gonna
yeah, no, that's a Asian thing.
Asian
It's,
thing.
yeah.
Uh, let's see. Oh, yeah, so how did the tattoo thing came okay, so could you, like actually, can you tell me what kind of child if you don't mind, could you tell me what kind of child you were and how you were growing up and how did you, like up to the point that you met me?
Okay, so, I blocked out a lot of my childhood because it was rough,
I'm
but
sorry.
it's a
You
whole
don't have to
different
talk
story.
about it.
No, I don't mind talking about it, but it's
Okay.
a story for another day. Um, but I did struggle with depression and anxiety
Mm,
since, like, maybe around 5 years old.
5. Oh, is it
Yeah,
clinical?
I'm assuming so since I've had it since I was 5.
Hmm, I see.
But
Yeah, it could be, like, some kind of environmental stuff that
yeah,
you in,
yeah,
but I have no idea, I don't know, I'm dumb.
but, it's really much a lot of the time I was a loner, didn't really have many friends.
Mm,
Um, my dad wasn't in the best space mentally for being a parent
right.
like that. So, yeah, I don't remember what I was like as a child.
Mm,
A friend of mine recently said that I was really eccentric,
eccentric.
and yeah, and into like not what everyone else was into as a kid. And that's true. I remember being totally obsessed with ancient Egypt to like the point where I would watch a bunch of documentaries and I wouldn't watch
Okay.
cartoons and and just like stuff like that. I was I was more on, like, the Discovery Channel where I would watch, like,
How old were
documentaries
you?
yeah,
How old were
and
you?
I don't know, I started being obsessed when I was probably 7 no, maybe, like,
7.
3.
Really?
Maybe, like, 3, yeah. I was an odd child and
That's so cool.
just, like, really
Black
interested in,
sheep.
like, ancient cultures and societies.
Cool.
Um, and then, growing up, I kinda stayed that kinda way where I was just interested in what other
Mhm.
people weren't, um,
Mm.
and not really watching much in the way of TVs, like cartoons and stuff.
Mm.
But then I started getting into, like, animes and stuff because I like the storytelling, it was better.
Really?
Yeah,
What
the
kind of
storytelling's a
anime?
lot better. Like, there's an anime called Peacemaker, the storytelling was really good.
Okay, I don't know. I see.
Um, just yeah, no, the storytelling, Gundam Seed was really good too, because yeah,
I didn't realize you
Naruto.
were in oh, okay.
But yeah, no, like, it's just I just enjoyed the storytelling. It wasn't a big deal for me, as in, like,
Mm.
how some people are, where it becomes kind of their lifestyle. I just really enjoyed the storytelling.
Mm.
Um, and that continued. And I still sometimes do. I don't really watch what much in the way of TV or movies anymore. Um, but
And
yeah, no, it was kind of just a
how's
constant,
it
like,
mhm.
negative level.
Okay.
And only up until recently have I started kind of going up and feeling
Mm.
good about life, like, properly. Since
Oh,
around when I met my husband. Like,
okay.
you brought me up a bit, but then my husband
Mhm,
just, like,
mhm.
you know what I mean? Um,
Yeah, it just, what's the word? The being stable,
yeah,
being
yeah,
somebody who
and just
you can,
happy.
mhm.
Yeah,
I I remember, like, feeling that kind of secure feeling that kind of security when I was with my ex-wife, and
yeah,
well, another thing was, like, so before I met her not really, before I got married, I guess, or started dating her, I always felt like, okay, I wake up at 2 AM, go to the bathroom and sit on the toilet, and I think to myself, like, "What am I doing with my life?" Do you have that, right?
yeah,
Everybody has that, and after I got married, I stopped feeling that, like, completely. Just, like, no negative
just
shit like that,
yeah,
for some reason, I'm not sure. Maybe because I had a purpose there, some
yeah,
kind of, I was, like, purposeless before, and now as well, but, um, I I think having, like, that kind of secure, reliable partner makes you
and someone who's a positive force, like, that's constantly pushing you to do the things that you wanna do that your brain's not letting you. Like,
like, what?
for me for me, it was like opening up those art shops.
Mm.
It was like, "Oh, no one's gonna buy it," and my mind was like, "Doot, doot, doot, doot," and just pushing me
Oh,
down.
I had no idea.
And then, like, I would be like, "But I really wanna do it," but my brain was like, "No, you suck." And then, like, my husband's like, "You know what? Just do it," you know? Like, he wasn't like,
Yeah.
"Yeah, do it," or anything, but he was just like, just do it. Like, what else are you gonna do? Like, just,
What else you gonna do? Exactly.
yeah.
Um, yeah, there's so much to this. So, I mean, there's so many questions. So how the school thing works in Canada? Do you guys have, like, high school and
Okay, so, yeah, we have, um, junior kindergarten all the way up until grade 12, and then you can
mhm.
choose on to, go to college or university or whatever you wanna do, or not. I, um my school experience was a horrible ride.
Mm.
Which
Ah,
might be a conversation for another day too, which is part of the reason why I struggled so much was between my
yeah,
school and my home life were both
childhood
really
shit.
not good.
Yeah, that I can only imagine. It's
Yeah,
horrendous.
yeah. So,
Mm.
yeah, so it goes from junior kindergarten, which is about 4 years old. You go to junior kindergarten
Mm.
all the way up until grade 12, which is like,
Alright.
you know, I can't even.
So, you were like that in school, and
Yeah.
then how I guess you were, like, 19 or something, like, barely legal to drink be able to drink at the bar, I guess, when I met you, and,
Mhm.
something like that, yeah, I mean, I still kinda saw the signs of depression, all that kinda stuff when we started hanging
Yeah.
out, and, eh well, of course, you had a lot going on with your kid, first kid, and
Yeah. Yeah. I was going through
but
custody situations too, and
yeah, I mean, we both were poor too, like, we were I mean, right? Would you
yeah,
consider
well, yeah,
I
I
don't wanna be
was
rude.
on government assistance.
Right,
So a
right,
lot of
right.
stuff we did and we got up to, we went for a lot of the cheap free stuff. We didn't really, go and
I
spend a bunch
see.
of money.
All our friends were on welfare.
Yeah.
So yeah, I was used to that kind of environment in Canada. I was broke as well, so but from that point and having kid in that kind of environment, then now you actually, like, started tattooing. I felt like that was, like, a turning point for you. Like, how did
Yes,
that come
it
about,
was. So
tattooing?
I was trying to finish high school and they were like forcing you to like get working. Not forcing you. Well, yeah, maybe a little bit. Um and they made me go interview like what I wanted to do with my life, and I've always, been really into tattooing and that kind of um scene where it's just, a super creative environment
Mhm.
and working with these people. So anyways, I had to go interview a tattoo shop and the tattoo shop was like 10 minutes away from my house. So it's like fine.
Mm.
And so I went in and I was super like, oh, I don't want to do this. And I was super embarrassed, but the school would keep like an eye on like if you didn't do it and you would lose a lot of marks. Fuck. So I did it.
Okay, can I mhm.
I interviewed the owner and he's like, okay, why don't you just start an apprenticeship with us? And I was like, yeah. So I did.
Yeah, I was like, "Holy shit, she started tattooing." I was, like, super
Yeah.
shocked.
Yeah. And it was
I had
good
no
in the
idea.
sense I didn't really learn anything from them. Um,
Okay.
in the sense of tattooing, it wasn't the best environment for me to learn to do that stuff.
Why?
Um, just I didn't have many friends to tattoo,
Ah, okay.
and one of the owners ended up making having me be their like barista. They opened a cafe inside the
Oh,
tattoo
yeah, I
shop,
remember that shit, yeah.
and I was there for like 2 years.
What?
Um,
For you?
yeah,
Oh,
yeah, and
interesting.
then Ed, my husband,
Oh,
who
okay.
originally worked there, was coming back for some reason. I think he went on vacation,
Oh, I had no
and then he
idea.
came back and he saw that I was doing this, and he was like, "What the
Mhm.
fuck?" So he's like, "Okay, you know what? Why don't you come with me
Uh,
and I'll teach you?" And I was like,
holy
"Yeah,
shit.
okay, why the
This
hell not?"
hot this hot
And
dude wanna teach me how to tattoo.
he was a lot better than. No offense to those artists, they are wonderful people, and they do pull out some really wonderful tattoos, but I just wasn't growing.
Mm.
So I went with him, and I worked with him in Pacific Mall, which
Right.
is a Chinese mall,
How
and
come?
it's yeah, it's a hard to explain. It has a lot of, like, cell phone case shops, and it's, like, really creepy. and looks
Mhm.
really, like, ghetto and not a place you
Oh,
wanna
yeah.
be at night,
Mhm,
but
mhm,
it's
mhm.
actually a really good mall, like, it's an awesome place to be. But, I was there and I learned more. I ended up doing piercing though, which was really fun
Oh, yeah, of course.
and awesome, and, you know, and
You
then we
still do
left.
that?
Uh-uh. No.
Oh, yeah,
No.
okay,
Um,
carry on.
but yeah, then we left because we weren't working with the owner very well, so Ed and I left, and everyone else left also.
Mm, 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 mm.
Like, he was just like he woke up one day and no one was there. It was just him, just the owner,
Interesting.
because he was just not a good boss.
Hmm.
Um, but yeah, then that's when I kinda stopped doing all that. We took a year or so off, and then I ended up getting pregnant with my daughter.
Right. What do you, then you got married after that.
Yeah, and then we got married.
What was the what was the exact reason that you stopped feeling like that you used to before mentally?
I think it was just the people I was with, you
Right,
know?
it comes to that, huh?
Yeah, the people I was with, where I was in my life,
Mhm.
you know?
Like, when we sorry, go ahead.
No, I wasn't saying anything. Go.
When we met, I mean, okay, so I met you through another friend that I met online,
Yeah,
and they they were amazing. They gave me, like, cookie that says, "Welcome to Canada, Tsubasa," and they, taught me a lot of stuff, and they let me stay at their place for, like, a week, and it was great, and,
yeah,
even though the place was, like, filthy as
disgusting.
fuck, but it was yeah, it was disgusting, but it was, like, the one of the best
Fun at
times
the
I
same
had.
time.
Uh-huh,
Yeah.
but these people didn't really wanna go out and do stuff, which is fair. They have their problems and, stuff they have to do. So, I I'm new to Canada, I wanna explore stuff. I couldn't really go out. So, I was also, like, I wanted a friend that, you know, they can
You
do
go and
stuff with
explore.
me, and as soon as I found people, right people, just, like, clicks and, everything gets better. I just
Yeah.
and I mean, I didn't know. I thought if I go to Canada or America or whatever, all my problems gonna be solved that I had in Japan, which was like,
Half true.
what is it? What's the problem that I had? Huh?
Half true.
Have to?
It's
Half true,
I
half
think
true.
yeah, half true.
Mm,
I think it was half true for you because you learned a lot about yourself while you were here, didn't you? And stuff like that.
yes,
But
but
then
what I was
once
gonna
that
say. Mhm,
it
right.
kinda just, like, fell back into that other routine.
Exactly, so what I realized is, like, wherever I go, if I'm carrying the same mentality or the same attitude towards, anything in life, it just my all my problems gonna follow me everywhere. And I was imagining like, "Oh, I'm going to Canada, everything's gonna be better, I'm gonna be happy, like, doing all kinds of stuff," and I was doing all kinds of stuff, but my problems follow me, and I was depressed as fuck in Canada, if you remember.
Oh,
Like,
yeah.
even though I was having fun, so much fun, I was, like, fucking suicidal. I remember just, like, cutting my arm and all that kinda shit, and it's like, why am
Yeah,
I
no,
not
I
happy?
remember.
Yeah,
Yeah, no, I
so
remember.
but then yeah, I'm sorry, that was a horrible time for you. But then
Yeah.
I came back to Japan, I was absolutely, like, terrified of coming back to Japan 'cause I'm not gonna fucking go back to the shithole I came from. I'm gonna fucking commit suicide or whatever, blah, blah, and but I was hopeless, but then I started the band, and I
Mhm.
just realized, like started meeting people, and I realized I was happy, and I just realized that that was the opposite total opposite thing that, um so wherever you are, if you surround yourself with the right people or people who gives you a positive environment, then you're gonna be always happy, like
Yeah, it
wherever you
comes
are.
down to who you are and the people you're with at that time, and then what you do together. I think, you know, even though you were in a really dark spot, the fact that we would constantly go out and do things did kind of help because it made you
Hmm.
try things.
Yeah, totally.
You ended up
Content.
knowing, like, I don't like this, but I like this.
Hmm.
And
So,
and it was the same for me.
hmm I want to ask you, what's something that, if there's anything, what's something that you learned from a year of us, of me and you just hanging out together and everything? Is there anything that you learned from that kind of life experience that we had?
Hard to pinpoint.
Mm, that's fair enough.
Um,
I've done horrible things, a lot of horrible things, mistakes in Canada, so I can't.
yeah, you've done some really weird things here. Like,
Don't say it. I don't
okay,
know what it is. I don't know what it is that you were gonna say, but don't.
I
Um,
think it was like you're able to make mistakes safely together.
that makes sense too, actually. Yeah, you're
You know what I
you
mean?
when you're in horrible condition. I was there, just support you, and when I was fucked up, you were always there, always.
Yeah,
So you need that kind of people, even though you're depressed or whatever, and you kind of
like they
at
both of you
least
can
have
be
that.
depressed, but take that selfish part out of it. Like it's all you that's got the
Mm.
problem, and just be like there for that person also. I think that's what really did it.
Sorry, what did you say?
Like you know how like you can get really selfish when you're in a bad spot. Like woe is me, I'm the only one suffering.
Mm-mm-mm.
But we were able to be like, no, we're not the only ones suffering, and being there for each other.
Yeah, just being child, I guess.
Yep.
Yeah, that's another thing that I learned last year, just to take your own responsibility, just whether it's actually your fault or not that you are in a bad place. You just take your own responsibility for making the bad choice that you made, and that liberated me so much. I'm a different person. Like as soon as I like decided that, everything got better. I
Yeah.
stopped being I stopped being offended. All kinds of stuff. Yeah, I mean,
You stop being moody.
overall, mhm, overall, that was a good experience, and Toronto has a special place in my heart for sure.
Oh yeah.
Hmm.
We miss you.
Mm. Yeah, I'll be back in a year or something. Hello.
Yeah, they're coming downstairs. I'm gonna go make them.
Okay, I mean, we can wrap this up if you want.
If you want, we can
All right.
always do another round of this because we have so much
Yeah,
to
right.
unpack all the time.
Mm-hmm. All right. Yeah, I wanted to dive into some more stuff, but that's fine. It is what it is. All right, now
Yeah,
you go feed your toddler.
and start our morning.
Mm.
Oh, six.
All right, then see
Okay.
you. Bye.
Bye bye, everyone. Have a good time.
All right, everyone.
Everyone,
Bye.
everyone. Bye bye.
Next, yep, I'm gonna talk by myself. So you can go.
Oh, okay, bye.
Bye. So next guest is. Are you still listening? All right. I already booked a bunch of people, and the next guest is gonna be super exciting. I'm so excited. So tune in again on P.L.A.P.A podcast. Podcast listeners are pretentious assholes. Bye.